Up first this evening, the government says no exemptions will be given to anyone or any firm when the plastics ban takes effect on January 1.
Minister with responsibility for the environment, Darrell Vaz, says entities which have applied for exemptions and extensions have been denied.
He also said a multi-agency task force will be set up to ensure the law works as designed to rid the environment of single-use plastics.
We take an in-depth look in the plastic ban in our newscast, beginning first with our reporter Dashin Hendricks, who spoke with Mr. Vaz earlier today about what to expect come next week.
A plastic ban to come in effect on Tuesday, January 1. Some people confused about how it will work, and Environment Minister Darrell Vaz being as clear as possible.
Well, we are moving ahead, and as I said, most importantly, it is to be known that in relation to further use of single-use bags after January 1st, it is absolutely no exemptions.
That is to say, as of next week, Tuesday, the use of scandal bags will be banned. No more to be issued in supermarkets, wholesales, restaurants or stores. But top of most people's mind is exactly how the government enforce the ban. Mr. Vaz says a press briefing will be held on Monday to outline further details. But he told me a plan is already in place.
There'll be a multi-agency task force of several agencies of government, which obviously will be spoken more to on Monday when I have the press conference. But the bottom line is that there will be a designated team and a dedicated team. Of course, we know that there's constraints, but we will work as best as possible and as serious as possible, and to make sure that it's across the board, whether you are operating uptown, midtown, downtown, or in any other parishes, it will be applicable, and we'll be going out there to make sure and enforce it.
He points to the legislation accompanying the ban and the $2 million fine or 6 months in prison those who break the law will face. Darrell Vaz was also quick to point out the ban will apply to all, rich or poor, small or large, urban or rural.
To consider any exemptions at this stage would undermine the very policy that we're trying to implement. It would be foolhardy, and therefore we have taken the decision that there will be no further exemptions and that we will work out some compensation for those legitimate persons who imported single-use bags prior to the announcement of the ban in September 2018.
The size of the compensation or when it will be paid out is not yet determined. But Darrell Vaz says the compensation is not for those who imported scandal bags after the announcement to stockpile them for use after January 1. He also said it is not for those who buy the bags locally, but he said the size of the compensation will depend on the proof importers can show, adding that what is being paid out will be enough to replace just what was spent and no more.
It will be that we will take in those unused bags, and we will then make sure that we find a proper way for the disposal of those bags. So that will be part of the arrangement with those who can justify imports prior to September.
Dashin Hendricks, TVJ News.